take some time out to talk about Dark Knight 2 or Batman 3 casting. Now I think it's pretty safe to say that Christian Bale will be back, barring any kind of crazy outburst that we're getting fired. Michael Caine and all that are back, Gary Oldman's going to be back and all that. So mainly all there is to talk about is, let's face it, the interesting casting, the villains. Now I've singled out 3 people to talk about, so 3 villains, and I'll try not to babble on too much, but here we go, let's have a go. First off, I think it's highly likely that Marion Cotillard will play Catwoman. If there is a Catwoman, I'm just saying these are the 3 villains I think, these are the 3 villains I think could be in it out of the possibles. Right, all the ones I want to see. So Catwoman. Okay, so I think Marion Cotillard has a good chance of playing Catwoman due to the fact that she was in Inception. I think she just has a presence about her as an actress, and I think she has both the kind of sophistication to play a kind of sophisticated when she's not Catwoman. Maybe she could be Bruce Wayne's secretary like she was in Batman Returns. I think that could be interesting. But also she has kind of in her eyes and all that, and in the way she speaks and all that, she has kind of something interesting and intangible and strange about her that makes her different from most actresses who her roles. And I think she's one of the best actors working today. So I think that would be great as well. I honestly just think it's going to happen. You know, I'm not saying that Catwoman's going to be in it, but if Catwoman's going to be in it, I imagine she just seems a good choice. Okay, the next one is if the Penguin's in it, you've got to go for Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, it's a dream casting, really. Everybody wants Philip Seymour Hoffman to be the Penguin. It's been said before, but it's been said because it's true. He would be great as the Penguin, and I don't think anyone could deny that. I mean, he's one of the greatest actors working today, and he fits the physical bill perfectly, and he can play anything. So I think he'd really fit well in Nolan's real world as well. You know, his performance wouldn't be showy like some people's in the Batman's history have been. I'm a big fan of Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Batman Returns is one of my favourite movies of all time, so you know I'm a huge fan of his performance as a Penguin. But I think for Nolan's world, somebody like Philip Seymour Hoffman, who has that kind of gravitas as an actor, would be perfect in that role. I also thought of a backup. I thought maybe Alfred Molina would be good as well. I'm not entirely sure whether his performance might be a bit showy for kind of Nolan's world, because he can do quite showy performances. You know, I really like Alfred Molina. He's a good actor, but I think sometimes he can do the kind of showy performances. But I mean, if they kept him, you know, not down, you know, they could get a really good Penguin out of him as well. So for Nolan's world. So yeah, I would be really interested to see what happens there. Okay, the last one I'd like to talk about is a short kind of video, but Riddler. Now, I've got to go for Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and that's not only because he was in Inception. I think that makes it more likely, but I always thought he'd make a good Riddler. I'm a big fan of his, and I think he has many kind of qualities that would lend to that. In Inception, you saw that he can be kind of brooding and mysterious and serious and professional, which are all qualities that Riddler needs. And then if you see this clip here, you can see that he's actually quite a gifted physical actor, and he's got the movements, so he could be like the kind of please apologise, I forgot the name of the guy who played him in the 60s series. He was very physical, as was Jim Carrey. So if you want that physical kind of Joker as well, the kind of, you know, one that can, you know, create a presence by his movements, maybe, you know, you could have him as well, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He could, you know, bring that to the table, which I wasn't too sure he had, but he does. And I mean, I liked Jim Carrey as Riddler. I thought he was good. He wasn't great, but, you know, the movie wasn't great, so maybe that was more of the issue. But in terms of Riddler, in terms of Jim Carrey as a Riddler, I don't think he was terrible. And if you have that kind of element, but have the seriousness that Joseph could bring to it, I think you're onto a winner there. So as I say, this is a very short video on who I think should be cast as 3 possible villains. Please feel free to make a response. Oh, by the way, I'd also like to see Scarecrow make a bigger appearance in this one, because Cillian Murphy is one of the best actors working today, and he deserves a better role as the villain. And he made, you know, a great villain in Scarecrow in the first Batman Begins. So I'd love to see him get a bigger role. But as I say, make a video response. Tell me which villains you'd like to see, who you'd like them to be played by, and just let me know and share your opinions. Comment below, and we'll get a discussion going. So take it easy, and I'll catch you later.